Hello, welcome. Thanks for joining again at Kroe's Crazy Kitchen. Today we will be using what I promised, insects. Look at this. Chapulines. These are grasshoppers from Hueca, Mexico, or Mexico. And this area, they harvest these guys in the wild in their field crop fields, and they will eat them themselves. They can roast them, they can add garlic or salt or lime or spices, and then they'll eat them like popcorn almost, or they might add them to tacos or other dishes. They also will sell them in markets and apparently export so that I can try some. So yes, I promised a show with inclusions of insects as a part of recipes. So this will be new. Some of these recipes, I will be just adding things to normal foods. Other times it might be a recipe from Honduras or Guatemala that I'm adding them to. The first thing that I'm going to make in this episode is corn tortillas with grasshoppers. So normally what I would use for corn tortillas to add protein and other nutrients would be crickets, because you can grind those up really well and they actually taste pretty good in tortillas. It actually has a very nice nutty flavor to it, which adds to the flavor of the tortillas. However, today we're going to be using grasshoppers, which are different. They are a different family, but they're in the same order as crickets, in order Orthoptera. Let's see if I can open this jar. It's like a pickle jar, except it's a grasshopper jar. Oh, one moment. Annie, can you try to open this for me? It was not my roommate at all. Now, to show you guys, let's see here. They have removed the wings, the legs, and the antennae of these insects. Let's see if I can show you one here. They're nice and crunchy like a nut. They've already been roasted. These are plain flavor, but you can order them in a lot of different flavors, including spicy, picante. So that camera is not showing it very well. Oh, there you go. See, you can see the head, thorax, abdomen. But it just looks like a peanut, right? So these guys will be our trial today. We shall see how this works. They've got very unique coloring. So what happens, these guys are not usually red. They're normally like an earthy brown or a light tan. But when they are cooked or roasted, or sometimes they're roasted in a sauteed pan, in a saucepan with oil, and then they'll get this reddish color. And this shows that they are pretty well cooked. So what I'm going to do with these guys, I'm going to grind them up as much as possible. And then I'm going to use whole ones or cut ones for other tortillas. So let's try this out.
Yeah.
So here we are actually going to use a blender. Oh no, they jumped out even though they're dead. Oh, yep, that explains it. This one has 2 legs left, including its sartorial leg, which is that big back jumping leg, which is full of muscle to be able to get those high heights, get away from danger. So here we're going to use my very kind and considerate roommates and friends blender, and I'm going to have to figure this out, so let's move you. Look at that. Okay, look everybody, it's beautiful cocoa powder! No, just kidding, it's grasshopper powder. So I feel like I'm actually going to be making fish feed for my fish, because this is what I was doing with crickets actually. I was using a regular blender to grind them up. So I feel like I should be doing my research right now, but instead I'm eating it, which is crazy. So I get to experience what my fish will experience. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It looks like I don't know, like a mix between like cayenne powder and cocoa powder, but it's going to be very disappointing when it's neither, except not for the cayenne, because I don't like spicy foods, but for the chocolate. Okay, so we'll see if this is enough for right now. We got Hanan! She doesn't seem as amused. She's like, what are you doing? With the cooker. Got our cricket powder. As I said, we're going to be using both cricket powder and whole crickets, depending on what we're using it for. So the first thing in this episode, we will have corn tortillas. I conveniently bought this masa rosa, which is 100% premium white corn. This is cornmeal, and we're going to use that to make corn tortillas. Apparently, all you need is cornmeal and water, according to this recipe. Now, unfortunately, I will not be making it as fancily or as impressively as the ladies in Guatemala over the open fires, where they use the hot tortillas that just come off the pan, and then they flip them back and forth with expert hands, and then they put them back on and they test them, and it just amazes me. I am not capable of doing that, so instead I'm going to cheat and use a griddle and a spatula. So the recipe on the side says to use 2 cups. So that way you can see it's a little coarser than regular wheat flour. Corn is a little bit more texturally involved, which actually works really well. The crickets and other insects can be added to corn products much easier than to wheat products, since corn already has that texture involved, that sort of gritty or crunchy texture, and it just adds a little bit more, but it's not as noticeable as when you add it to wheat products. Not that I've tried with wheat, and you can still add it to wheat products. It just might change it up a bit. So what we're going to do, we're going to just mix up the flour, the cornmeal, whatever C word that is, with water, about 1 1/4 cups of water. We're going to put that in. I'm going to mix that up. It would help if I had a spoon. So we're going to mix this up. Here you go. Let's see if we can make it so you can see it. Look at this. Woo. Mixing it up. Mixing it up. So what I'll do is add the grasshopper meal or powder in a moment. I won't add it to everything because I don't want to contaminate everything. If it's bad, then I don't know. I don't want it to go to waste. So I did not say that. Everybody should eat their crickets and grasshoppers because they're good for you. And I'm not going to be giving something that's bad for someone in Guatemala or Honduras. So ignore that previous comment. Mix it all up. It's a lot stiffer, but that's good because it's corn rather than wheat. So what we'll do, what I'm going to do is take another container and put a portion of this corn tortilla mix dough. Batter? I don't know what they would call this. What would they call this, Annie? Batter? Batter. We'll call it batter, even though it's super thick dough. So here, we'll put that to the side for now. And then I don't know how much to put right away. So actually what I'm going to do is put in a small spoonful. For a spoonful, I mean half a teaspoon. Because I have no idea how this will make it effective. So I have had cricket powder in tortillas before. And this was in Guatemala at El Faro, this place where our tilapia are. We brought down some pre-made cricket powder, and we added it a good scoopful, maybe this size, or maybe a full teaspoon. And it actually tasted really good. It gave the tortilla a nutty flavor, so it wasn't overly bland, and it was actually really good. And the reason why this is one of the things that I wanted to make, or try to make, was due to the high prevalence of corn tortillas in Central America and other countries. And in these countries, especially Guatemala, calories aren't the main issue. In fact, Guatemala is the second most malnourished country in this hemisphere, second to Haiti. And it's not that they don't have enough calories. They've got plenty of cereal crops to eat. And the major issue is protein and those micronutrients and minerals and essential amino acids. So the nice thing about this, while tortillas generally have only at most, like if they are from real good corn kernels, they'll have maybe 5.7% protein. But these guys themselves have 4.79 grams just in these grasshoppers. And actually crickets are even greater. And these having this addition to it helps the children. Like, let's say we add in some cricket powder into tortillas in the daily diets of children in developing countries, like in Guatemala. By the way, I just added another half teaspoon, so now there's a whole teaspoon in here. Probably gonna regret that, but we'll see. Yeah, and so if we give these children and adults the mixed up cricket tortillas, that can dramatically increase their protein and their micronutrients. Also, these have good iron and other nutrients, which I will list down below in text. And this could really help with malnutrition and also with the stunting issues that occurs due to malnutrition in the first 1,000 days of life, including birth, in the mother, in the womb, and then the time afterwards for 1,000 days. This is a very vital time period for physical and mental development. And if they don't have that, then that could be, if they don't have enough nutrition, they'll be stunted, but that will also affect a lot of other issues. So here, we're going to bring you over. We're gonna make some corn tortillas. Oh, first I have to put this out, and I have to form a ball. There is a ball. There is some type of ball. So you form balls with them. And then you are supposed to, we'll just make it bigger. Oh, I guess I'm only going to make 2 with this. Wow. I'll have to add more later. Okay. So here I've got those. I have to squish it. Normally you would use a tortilla press. I don't have tortilla presses, because what would you need a tortilla press if you don't normally cook? So instead what I'm using is a pot and a paper towel. And look at that, it's pressed. You don't need any fancy tortilla presser. And then I'm going to press the other one. Whoa. People would be really disappointed if they tried this on their food thinking it's spice, and it's not. Just saying. Yes, so I have just been informed that this actually might be a dough now. So I was right in being confused. I did mention dough and the possibilities. If you remember it, I can even rewind it later to prove. Oh, these definitely don't stick well. How am I going to do this? Just a second. I'm going to Pronto. This is why this is a comedy cooking show. Okay, so we're going to try this instead. Oh, grasshoppers have to stay. You're not going to go. And yeah, I'll let you position it. We don't need the corn bag right now in the way. You don't want this whole either, that'd be messy. Okay, guys. So apparently tortillas, when you mix them up and spread them, you should not put them on a sticky bottom because then you can't get them off. So, 1 second. Wow! Okay, it's not a tortilla, it's a square, but that's okay. And then you put it on a really hot thing, griddle, that's not grease. Oh, okay, it does not like me at all. We're gonna have pieces. I don't think it's supposed to burn these things. Yes, I'm very talented with hot things, as you can tell. At least it's not attacking me like that oil the other time. Yeah, I guess it helps when they use flour on their hands in Guatemala. And they don't press it with a tortilla presser. No, they use their hands. They do it real style. So I've also just been informed that if I had put oil on the tortillas, it might have prevented them from sticking. So, as I said, this is a learning, educational show, but it's mainly educational for me. It's a little late now that they're hot on the stove.
Also, you have your stuff cooking.
Oh, yeah! Guys, don't forget when you cook things, they still cook when you're not looking at them. Aren't you impressed that I didn't, die or burn the place down last weekend? I love that, little, yeah. Don't make your tortillas too thick, because then they won't cook in the middle, is what I'm learning. So many things that I've learned. Our tortillas are finally done, even though I forgot that they were on there, but they did not burn. They're just a little thick, so I don't know if they're finished. So yes, here are the lovely tortillas.
I don't know if it'll be the crickets that will be the problem.
That's a good point. I don't know if it's the grasshoppers that will be a problem. Here, I'm making sure we're taste testing them together.
It's Joey.
Yeah, well, that's because they're thick. Yeah, it's just got a slight nutty flavor, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's actually pretty good. Yeah, the only problem is that I don't know how to make tortillas, so that's something I need to improve on. But good news is you can add grasshoppers for tortillas to add protein and micro and macro nutrients and minerals and be healthier in Guatemala and Honduras and even here if you want. Just make sure that you know how to make tortillas. Don't make them too thick. Use a real tortilla press.